this new Toyota Tacoma can do.
The off-road features in this truck, we've taken it to the next level. So we wanted to, of course, refine our ride on road, but also take our legendary off-road capability to that next level. So we put in multi-terrain select, and what that does is it controls wheel slippage based on how the operator wants to adjust it. So if you're in sand or mud or you're on rock, it has different friction in the surfaces and it adjusts the amount of wheel slippage that's allowed in the traction control so you get over it. The other feature, which is really cool, is our latest generation crawl control. And what crawl control does is it controls wheel slippage to a level that an operator, a professional driver, can control it. And it's adjusting brake pressure and throttle angle to give the appropriate amount of torque to each wheel independently. So all the driver does is focus on their spotters, they focus on driving, and the truck does everything by itself. It's kind of like off-road cruise control.
So Toyota put a lot of effort into the off-road capabilities of this truck, but it has to obviously work on-road. And the engineers here were telling us that a lot of Toyota Tacoma owners don't tow. It's more for its outback capabilities and for people using it in urban environments. Now, they spent a lot of time reducing the amount of noise and vibration and harshness, and they improved that measure by 43%. They've also improved the aerodynamics of this vehicle by 12%, which also helps reduce the amount of noise that comes into the cabin from the wind and the road. Okay, I'm backcountry roads here, and this truck is actually relatively quiet and smooth to drive, even though I'm going over some very bumpy terrain. So I think mission accomplished. And if you're driving this on city roads, it's going to be very refined and quiet. On road, very nice. Gravel, excellent. On off road, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go one more stop, and that's going to drive over some big rocks and boulders in the off-road version. So it's in the rock setting. And here we go over the rocks. So I'm driving now, right?
Yes, sir.
So steering and braking, I'm doing all that. And then partway through this, we'll put it in crawl and let the truck do the work, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you're in crawl, how many stages are there? Do you know, like
you
speeds?
have, it's 1 through 5 kilometers.
Right, okay.
Gauge the crawl control, we'll go crawl 2.
That's like 2 kilometers an hour then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all I'm doing now is steering. So that noise is the ABS.
Working, yeah.
Just keeping it right in the sticky spot, right?
Mm-hmm. Kind of helping control your speed as you go along.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a pretty extreme course uneventful, doesn't it?
Makes it safer.
But one of the real neat features about the new crawl control is you can bury the truck up to its axles, and you set the crawl control, focus on steering, and it'll dig itself out. So it slowly builds sand up under each tire, again, sensing how much wheel slippage is there, and it'll dig itself out of a stuck condition and back out.
Now the technology that's in this new V6 engine, so it's a 3.5 liter engine, it's kind of techie talk here. They have the ability to run on what's called port injection and direct injection. They can go either way. And they have the ability to use what's called the Atkinson cycle and then the normal driving mode for a regular gasoline engine. What does that really mean to somebody that's driving every single day? Well, it means that they can make this vehicle efficient when it needs to be. They can give you the power when you need it, for when you're accelerating, when you're doing off-road maneuvers, what have you. But when you're just cruising along with light throttle, it goes to that Atkinson cycle, and that gives you much greater fuel economy. So having the two kinds of injection systems and the two kind of drive modes for the engine makes this new V6 engine very high tech in the mid-size truck space.
We completely redesigned the interior, and materials that we're using, we focused on grain, quality of the material, colors, and really tried to refine the whole inner cabin experience, going along with our sound improvement, our MVH improvement of the truck. We have features like Qi wireless charging. We have all new audio systems with 7.1-inch screens in it. In the meter, we've added a color TFT display, a multi information display, and it shows tire pressure and pitch and roll and fuel economy and many other features in there. Again, giving customers a little more refined experience driving the vehicle, but also allowing them to see other things as they're again, with our off-roads. We have leather trim now on the TRD Sport. We've refined the seats themselves to make it a much more comfortable atmosphere for the customer. And in the center console, we used to have a lid that opened sideways. We now open rearward. It gives us more carrying capacity, and it's easier to access when you're driving.
The Toyota Tacoma was already the best seller in its class. They could have just coasted along selling the previous product, but no, they've been pushing down on the accelerator with the engineering, the technology that's gone into this all-new model. It's more capable off-road. It can go places you probably wouldn't think a truck could go, and on-road, for those that don't need all that off-road capability, it's quieter, it's more refined, and much more opulent on the inside. It's got a very high-tech engine under the hood, especially that V6 that gives you the power when you need it and the efficiency when you want it. Tacoma Access cab models range from just under $28,000 to just over $35,000.